This is I've Got a Mama from Mother Poems. I've got a mama who combs and plaits my hair with gentle, soothing rhythms, fingers dancing everywhere. I've got a mama who wraps me in her arms like I'm some kind of present, says I'm her lucky charm. I've got a mama who loves me through and through, and can't nobody love me like my mama do. Thank you.
Now, as a teacher, you host word shops, and
Yes.
not workshops, but word shops for children and adults, and you did some for the Thurber House while you were a
Yes.
writer in residence. Tell me what a word shop is and how you help to find students to find their voice during one.
Well, they were workshops, but we're dealing with words. And so I thought word shop was most appropriate to what we were doing. And my goal in the word shops is to introduce young and old to language. I have a love of words, and I can't believe I'll say this on public radio. I absolutely love country music because I believe it's great, first of all. I can't tell you the number of people who won't let me listen to it in their cars. But I love country music because it tells a story. A lot of country music tells a story, and I like that aspect of it. And so in my word shops, I want to introduce them to words. I want them to learn to love words and how powerful they are, and how they work, how they can make you laugh, how you can set them up in certain ways to create just about anything that you want. You can create all kinds of emotions. You can create laughter and joy and sadness. You can just be silly and nonsensical. So I think if I can get them to learn to love words, it opens up the door to writing and reading and oral communication.
But you don't start off with a country music song at your word shop.
I
or
really
do you?
think I don't, but you know, now that you've said that, I might have to have a few.
Yeah, sure. Start off with, you know, Johnny Cash shot a man in Reno just to watch him die, and then go from, so, you know, bring it upbeat.
Country music has come a long way, and it has grown drastically. Actually, I'm working on a novel right now, and country music will be something that will be discussed in there. And I will bring a little bit of myself and the pain that I feel from being a lover of country music and being the person that I am. So it doesn't really go together. That's what they tell me.
Yeah. Do you think your teaching has made you a better writer when you're working with
I
students?
do. I absolutely do. And I do every assignment that I give to my students. And a number of the assignments that I've given to them have turned up in the 3 books that I have out right now. Because and the reason why I write when they write is because I don't want to be the teacher who gives an assignment and then sits and waits and, you know, say, oh, it's easy. This is how you do it. You know, it can be done. Just do it. I do it with them because I want them to know that the more you practice, the more you work, this will be what you will write like eventually.
Okay. What other creative projects are you thinking about pursuing in the future? Are you going to do some, you've got another book in the works, or are you?
I have a novel in the works right now. Okay. And there's a possibility I will be doing a companion book to my new Mother Poems. Might have a companion, Father Poems. And I illustrated that one. So we found this real new thing in art. So I'm hoping to expand that a bit. I did the pieces for the book.
Now, what do you mean you found a new thing in art? What's the
new thing? I'm not an artist.
Oh, you found you found a new technique. You're bringing art. It's a new thing for you to be an artist. Okay.
Yes. I am a writer. I was a writer.
Okay.
Now I'm a writer and an artist, illustrator.
How did that come about? What was happening?
My editor suggested that I try my hand at illustration. I make all my cards and stationery, and that I send out for the holidays.
I'm glad that's the story behind it, because I was worried. He said he read my writing. The editor read it and said, maybe you could be an illustrator.
Yeah, try this instead. Maybe this is for you.
Maybe a country music singer.
Well, you know, I have an immense amount of respect for the illustrators. It is not for the faint of heart. It will never be my first choice because I think there are 500 million people who can do it better than I can, and I leave that realm to them. But I did enjoy the process, and when my editor suggested it, I wanted to say no. And my feeling is that you can never say no if fear is the only reason why you are saying no.
What media?
I use torn paper.
Okay. So
torn paper collage. Yes.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm very anal about things. I like circles to be round. I like squares to be square. And tearing the paper allowed for some margin of error. It wasn't perfect.
But that doesn't sound like anal. That sounds like the opposite of being, there's a messiness, and you're never going to get a circle that's completely round tearing paper.
That's why I did it.
Okay.
That's why I did it, because I needed to step out of that, because it's hard to get even when you're working really hard and you have a little compass thing, it's hard to get a circle that's perfectly round. But if it's not, I will know it. And it will bother me. And so can you imagine the number of circles that would be tossed to the floor until we got to the one that was just right? So this was my way of saying it's okay for it not to be perfect. The lines don't have to be perfect.
Okay. So it's the opposite.
Yes.
You're
I stepped
rejecting
out of
that
yes.
part. Yeah, okay.
Yes. And I did really well.
Okay.
I was very proud of myself.
What genre haven't you written that you'd like to try? Is there a nonfiction book coming up? A cookbook? What else is?
Oh. Well, I would love to do a cookbook, but even more so, I would really just like to write something humorous. I'd like to write funny. I don't think I do funny.
Okay.
I think
what
I
kind
can
of funny?
be
Like
funny.
a joke book or
no, just a humorous,
situation?
Yeah, humorous story.
Okay.
Everything I write is very heavy. I mean, I cry through it. People read it and they cry through it. With my Mother Poems book, I really thought it would be a great idea to have a little packet of Kleenex tissues when you buy the book that it should come with.
That'd be a big sales aid, I imagine.
Yes,
right? You know, here's
yes.
the book and here's the tissues. That'll move them right off the shelves.
Well, you know, people want to be moved. It's, you know, and it depends on how you're moving them.
But
and we
maybe,
can also laugh so hard we cry. So
right, yeah. Maybe that's the next step. That's the next brilliant marketing tool.
I want no tears. I really just want good, funny book. That's what I want. It's not going to be this novel that I'm working on now. That's not going to do it.
Okay. What's your secret vice of an author or a writer? What would it surprise people that you read? Besides listening to country music, what would it surprise?
Graphic novels.
Graphic novels. You're the second person that said that. There's a secret shame among writers for graphic novels, I think, because of the movement away from the text.
Yes.
But you're doing your own illustrations. Why are graphic novels?
I did one
What
book.
you doing? But it was more than one
so
page.
Far. That's true, it was. Well, because there was a stigma to graphic novels. And also, even when I go into the graphic novel store in LA, there's a certain type of person that you see in there. And no disparaging remarks about anyone, but it's not me. And I found that I love them. And not, you know, I read Jughead and Archie when I was little. Those are not graphic novels to me. Those are comic books.
Right.
But now I've discovered graphic novels. I'm doing Why the Last Man and Ex Machina and, oh my goodness. I mean, nobody who knows me would believe, Fables, one of my favorites, and nobody would believe that I did.
Did you go see Watchmen, the movie based on the graphic novel?
I didn't see Watchmen. I saw 300.
Okay.
Watchmen got a lot of hype and people kind of, so I wasn't anxious.
What did you think
to
of
run
300? I mean, I'm just curious.
That was another. That wouldn't be a movie that Hope would go and see. But I thought it was amazing.
There's all these jokes to be made out of that. I would hope you'd try that and things like that. And I won't do that because, you know, I'm not kind of person. I'm above that. I would hope I'd be above that. But, you know. Anyway, I want to thank you very much, Hope Anita Smith,
it's my pleasure to be
for
here.
coming to talk to us today. And again, your books are available at Amazon.com and a number of other places. Your first book is The Way a Door Closes,
yes.
without the little sound there
yes.
that I made because I couldn't think of the name of it, and Keeping the Night Watch. And your third book, what's
Mother Poems.
Mother Poems, right?
Yes.
That's and then they're all out right now.
They are. They are all available now.
All right. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you very much for having me.